welcome back to another episode of the Purpose Pod. So anyway, I was trying to get the and then I got stuck, and I was like, "Dang, I need some water." But I got stuck in my icky. But you know what I'm trying to do with the icky, the Purpose Pod. This is the Purpose Pod, and we are glad to be here today. This is going to be an awesome episode. And as you heard, DJ Davi on the ones and twos. Let's just give it up for DJ Davi once again. He does it every time. Like my boy Matthew says, DJ Davi does it every time. If you love what you hear, please make sure you go and follow DJ Davi on Instagram. You can follow him on Instagram right there at Go DJ Davi on IG. Let him know that you saw him on the Purpose Pod and that you love his 10-minute mix. But wait no further. We have my boy Reese Royal on the Purpose Pod today. So let's bring on Reese Royal.
What's up, my man?
What's up, Reese? I'm glad to have you on here.
I'm glad to be here, man. I appreciate
you always bring the energy, dog. I know you always bring the energy. I see you move. I see you work, and I'm like, this brother is about his business, so I gotta bring him on the show.
That's true. That's true. I give you that.
Yeah. So what's going on today? Like, how was your day like? What's going on today?
It's been a blessed day. It's funny. I think about the third person asked me today, and I had to say the same thing. It's been really blessed. Each day has been getting closer to my epsilon of what I want to do and things that I want to make happen. So it's like, I'm just like I'm living in my own movie, and just playing my part.
Come on with the living in my own movie thing. I love that, and that's I really want to dive into your story. But like I love that you said that because it's great. It's a great setup. Because when you think about movies, you think about the plot twist. You think like, oh man, it's going this way. He's in sales. He's doing this, and then bam, like he's going out there and he's living his dreams and he's walking in what he desires to do, what he wants his story to be. I think that's the awesome part that I love about your story is that you're stepping out there. So, but before we dive into that, to the meat of that right there, how has it been since the pandemic? Like 2 years or what? It's been 2 years. Yeah, 2 years since COVID has been here. How has things been for you?
Well, I'm gonna say as someone that believed in the shots and the booster and did all of those. I'm turning 52 in a month. In turn, I'm a black man still alive, living in my own home, made it through the pandemic, so I feel blessed in that process. So making it through that was kind of fun. It's kind of wild because I was being inclusive anyway in the first place with myself. Just trying out new ideas, and it was forced on. It kind of forced it on a lot of people.
Yeah,
and so I just utilized it to write music, and I released several EPs. I actually released 2 EPs that year. So just creating music and let go a lot of energy, because I'm one that followed by our queen of hip hop, and so everything I had to do had to be in emotion. And instead of writing books, I just wrote songs that let go of emotions.
Yeah. Come on. I love that. And you talked about that very key time when a lot of people took advantage of, COVID came and it was a negative impact on society, but a lot of people created their dreams in the midst of a pandemic.
Right.
And they're living in it now. Them. Say that again.
And some lost their dreams.
Some lost their dreams.
Yeah.
Come on. And that's real right there. And that's the part of life where, 1 minute everything is going great. And then another minute, like while somebody else is being blessed, it feels like you're being cursed because you're going through, something, right?
A transition. Yeah, I agree.
I love that transition, right? That's what you call it.
Yeah, a transition. Yeah, because that's what I love about the name of your show. We call it a Purpose Pod.
Yeah.
Because I've always felt I had to live with a purpose. And I remember sometimes in my life, at this age of 50, I could say that twice in my life, in my past, I remember like, what is my purpose? What was my purpose? And I felt without one, I felt lost in my path.
Yeah,
so that's something that, is very important. I love the way you said the Purpose Pod. I love that name. I love the whole idea.
Thank you.
So,
yeah, man. So, hey, look, Reese, I knew you was gonna walk me through the park today. I knew you was gonna give me an easy walk through the park today. You know what I mean? Because so you hit the hammer on the nail right there, Pastor Speller. What it do? So you said that being 50 and turning 51, right? 52. Okay. You know, I can't I told my homeboy earlier, I was like, this man look like he about 30 something. Like I'm over here, he got me beat, right? But
No.
turning 52, man.
Mm.
And like you said, it's an awesome milestone. Every year is awesome, but just to see a black man reach 52, and to be in a place where he's inspired.
Yeah. Heck yeah. That's an awesome
Inspired.
feeling. Yeah. That's
You
an
know what I
awesome.
mean?
Yeah. I
So that's
agree.
awesome
I
because
agree.
even if like things don't line up every day, you know, everything is going right every day, you're still aligned in your purpose. So you mentioned there were times when you questioned like what your purpose was. So
Yeah.
what was that like being in that place where you're questioning like what am I in was it when you were in sales or what? When was that?
Um, it was twice back in life of just figuring out a direction. Now, as far as work, my aunt will tell you I'm somebody I can sell ice to an Eskimo. I have been selling my whole life, you know what I'm saying? So that was something that was easy for me to do. And it's easy to
Yeah.
work. I will work. But then sometimes even with work, you don't feel a purpose in life. You can really
Mm,
feel you can make work every day and get into that routine, and then it's just redundant and it's nothing
yeah.
more. And you feel like, well, I mean, I have to have more of life than this. There's got to be
Right.
something more than this. And so
Mm,
that's what that feeling was. And I would say to my mom, so look, I don't feel like I have a purpose, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
And that's something's questionable for me. I need to have a purpose. I feel like I have to do something. So
Yeah. Wow. You know, and that's big, Reese. A lot of people feel like, man, they go to work, they're doing their jobs, and we like a lot of people who are still in that system of like, okay, I have to work, this is what I'm supposed to do, you know, and I feel like they're barely living. Like there's this
you
opportunity
are.
out here to have life. And some people are okay with living life just, you know, like with the basics of life. I would say like air, water, food, you know, and health, right? Some people
Mhm.
are okay with that, but then other people, there's a stretch inside of them that says, I want to see how far I can push myself because I know there's greatness inside of me, right? And when you think about cars at a drag race being lined up together, you know, this is the ultimate moment when or even a sports team in the NBA finals or the NFL, they're at this last pivotal place in their life where they're like, all right, all my training, everything that I've gone through has gotten me here. Now I'm put to the test. When you go out there and you reach for your dreams, that's what you're doing. You're taking everything you've been through and you're saying, you know what? I know I'm meant to stretch more.
Yeah.
So
And
but
putting it
yeah,
on the table.
that's what I hear when you're talking about that, man.
You
So
put it on the table. You're taking that chance,
taking that chance.
and see the thing is though, my opportunity
Mm-hmm.
came from I've sang my whole life, but it was just in church with the Barnes FC Barnes. I'm coming up on the
Mm-hmm.
rough side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
that
on.
back then
Come on, boy.
on the
Mm-hmm.
mountain. Okay, we're
Okay.
gonna be past
Now,
that.
hey, come
Um,
on now.
so
You're gonna get past the spell over here now. Y'all gonna get them turned up.
but life. My mother was big on being responsible. I went to UNC, go Tar Heels, UNC Chapel Hill. I went to Carolina. I
Okay,
was
yeah,
big on
yeah.
education and going forward. But then later in life, decided to live a dream, and
Mm-hmm.
the dream came from me just performing at a gala,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know that one of the band members of Earth, Wind, and Fire was there. And when
Mm.
I sang, he was like, he came up to me afterwards, "Are you in the studio?" I said, "No, well, you're in the studio now." And from that point on, I was in the studio
Come
working
on.
on my first project.
Yeah.
After that, it happened
That's
like that.
you know, I love that, Reese, because it's showing that it's usually like this, like somebody sees the greatness inside of you. You know, like it's usually like it could be somebody from a high place or a low place. It doesn't matter in the spectrum of life, but there's always those people who see the greatness and the potential inside of you, and they say, hey, you know what? Like I'm gonna go ahead and shove you into the lane that you're destined to be in, right?
Right,
So
right.
what was the mindset going into that though? Like, were you like, okay, you're right, like I'm gonna do it, or was there some resistance?
Well, I mean, it was kind of funny. It went just like everything's been going now.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to one person, this person, we ended up conversating. Then they, he was serious about that. He had a studio in Durham that he wanted me
Mm.
to get. Shout out to Bobby.
Yeah.
Turns around and get me in the studio, and all the songs I've written over the last 20 years, I recorded them and released my first project, Royal Pearl, which
Right.
was just basically 20 years of all the songs I had been writing all those years, and I just recorded it and released that project to see
Yeah.
how that would go.
Yeah.
And then from then I got a gig that somebody wanted me to start performing on called Funk Fridays, I believe it was, and I started performing there. And then I started, and it just went as it's going right now. It's just
Yeah.
been doing that, and then I've been in this game for 7 years,
Yeah.
doing this.
Come on, 7 years of
Yeah.
living my dream.
And then, I learned from smart people. So I love Sam Cooke. I love Ray Charles. So I own my masters.
Okay.
Royal True Publishing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I wrote it and I wrote the music, Royal True Publishing owns the rights to those songs. So nobody's gonna be wondering who owns what. So
Yeah. So tell me about that. So how do you go from, going into sales? How do you go from that to owning your publishing company? Like, how did you make that transition? Did anyone tell you to do that, or did you research? Like, how did you get into that?
Both. Watching and work with other artists, paying attention to, being an independent artist, having really mad love for Chance the Rapper, and watching him be the first independent artist to win 2 Grammys in that year, felt like you did not have to have that machine behind you to be able to show a talent. And overseas, Reese Royal was loved in Japan and France and Indonesia and India and the Netherlands. It's amazing how this opportunity lets you just spread yourself out and be heard everywhere. So independently, I'm able to create what I want to create and not be diffused to do something else. And, if you like it, you like it. You don't, but I'm still living that dream.
Right. Come on. But I'm still living that dream. That's a beautiful part right there. A lot of people can miss that, because it's like, if you like it, then you like it. Like the purpose part. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But when you on Tuesday, the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, you will see us on here living our dreams. You will see us on here pushing purpose, with a passion.
And that's the funny thing. I'm sorry to keep on taking, but that's the thing. I love your intro, DJ. Oh my God,
DJ Davi,
Davi, awesome. That whole thing, I felt honored, and then watching all the back information, inspirations, it was amazing. I love that. And that's the thing. My Royal Truth radio show is every second and fourth Monday at 7:00. So it's the day before yours every week. I didn't even know that. I mean, now I have something to do. I have to make sure that I catch yours right behind the next day, because talking about you, thank you for being on that show, and you inspire. I have it right here.
Come on now.
You it was what I was looking for, being in this area that was missing, what I'm saying? And that's just, and it took me back to Love Jones. I'm saying it was just amazing.
I appreciate that. It's powerful whenever you get people who are purposely living, and that's why I like purpose so much. It's like purpose. It's not necessarily like you have a definite answer to the questions of your life, right? The purpose could be like, you're going into singing, and then you find out, okay, there's a lot of people in here who feel like their dreams are dead. And I went through everything I've gone through to get to this place in order to inspire these people. And now you're managing and CEO, and like your purpose and your passion brings you to a place, and we think that is something. And then it ends up being something even greater, because you know what I mean? Like, so like
I do. Truly, I think I love D.L. Hughley, and I like certain people, and it's funny how where they're in. He had his own radio, had his own show, his own radio show. But that's the fun thing about it. I don't have the globs and globs of fans, but I have my own radio show. I have a hosting show that I perform and give you variety, do it like a Solid Gold back in the day. That's how old I am. Where you're having everything in your show. And then so I'm honored to be able to perform every month. Talk to on a platform with my brother and 2 people from 2 different areas, and we give our vibes of what's trending, the basis of nation, of what's entertainment, whatever's going on. And so these are like dreams. You're doing it now. If more people can watch, it'd be wonderful. But I still enjoy doing it. It's a job I enjoy doing. So
well, you know what, Reese? Like, I think like what I've learned about just like producing something and then having people that are, because you get into the customer service whenever we're doing things, even if it's an art show, performance, networking, anything, is we're tailoring it to people and the audience, right? So like I used to host these brunch events in Charlotte. It started off with like 5 people, then it went to like 4 people, then it went to like me, and then it went to like 10, and like the numbers change, right?
Right.
So with the podcast and with that, I've come to an understanding that purpose and numbers don't coincide, because like I said, the purpose ends up being something totally different, right? Like I've connected with over probably 200 and something people on my show since 2020 in March, right?
Mhm.
And these people I've connected with, I've been able to share their stories, and with that I've probably been able to inspire some other people, right? So in saying that, like when I look at the numbers now, like even if it's like 3 people watching live, my focus is on like the whole lifespan of the creation. You know what I mean? Like so
Mhm.
like when we create, it's not just the matter of the first month or the first year or the first 3 years of the business being alive. It's the lifespan and the impact in the lifespan. So like when I look
In
at
the
what you do, I see
milestones.
that.
In the
Huh?
milestones.
The
When I got
milestones.
to my 100th show on the
Yeah.
Royal Truth, it made me think about how, I mean, I've done this 100 times.
Come
Okay,
on.
so so in turn, and
Milestones.
know that certain people were inspired by, I love the way you give the show. You're giving, a topic on everything, local news, national,
Mm-hmm.
Western, the entertainment. And I
Yeah.
used to stay on politics. I took it off my show because, you know, um you had to, from 20, on from that time frame was better. So I changed to
Yeah.
the state of the nation. So we all
Mm-hmm.
just give a word of what we feel the state of this nation is, and
Mm.
you can run off that word.
Yeah.
So it's
So
just
what's your
it's
word right now then? What's your word right now for where the nation is? Like what do you think
the last, if you want to start that,
I need to go back to uh,
hypocrisy was the word.
hypocrisy? Come
Hypocrisy
on. I mean, could you
was
share a
my
little
word
bit?
for Stephen.
Can you share like so with that on your show, like so how would you go about talking about hypocrisy? Like what would you do?
Well, the fun thing about it, I have my Queen Aisha, my brother Royal T, Tony Barbados. We are so diverse in our views on life in general,
Mm-hmm.
period, which is wonderful. That's what I love about us.
Yeah.
We stand in our own grounds. So when anyone gave their word, hypocrisy was my
Mm-hmm.
word I gave for the state of the nation at this particular moment. And hypocrisy I feel
Mm-hmm.
right now
Mm-hmm.
is, it's like saying, it's like being in a room and you see the roach and no one else says the roach is in there.
Yeah.
See, there's that roach right there. Did you
Yeah.
see that roach? But no one acting like they see this roach.
Nobody see it because they
And
don't want to kill
that's
it.
what I'm gonna use as a simple way of saying this without going into detail of saying
Yeah.
hypocrisy is crazy.
Yeah.
That you act like you don't see these problems. It's
Mm.
crazy that you act like there's not an issue here. It's crazy that
Come
you
on.
can actually sit here and I mean, this is the one that bothers me the most. If we go back a little bit, remember that this a certain person was impeached because of holding certain amount of money from certain set of people. And
Mm-hmm.
amazingly, we're right here now with these same people handing them a whole lot of money. I understand
Mm-hmm.
they need it, a whole lot of money, and still not taking care of the major situation that already exists right here. That
Mm-hmm.
that you can go ahead and pass that bill and make that as just an urgency as this urgency there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand their urgency, but this urgency is here as
Yes.
well, and you act
Yeah.
like you don't see it. So is that
Yeah.
that roach? There we go.
Yeah.
There's
There
that
go that
roach.
roach.
I don't see the roach.
That roach that don't die.
No, I don't see that roach.
Right. They don't see it because they don't want to kill it. They don't want to address the roach in the room. That's on the next
Uh,
shirt. And you got to be from the areas that got roaches to know what we talk about.
okay, and every area has them, so don't act like you don't
Every
see
yeah, you
them.
got to be in
All
that. You
right,
got to be
okay,
in just any area, right? So
yeah.
that's I love that, and I love that you do that. So y'all definitely have to check them out on the second and fourth Monday of every month. So y'all have to make sure y'all connect with him because that's great conversations, and I love that kind of conversation because it expands your thought process, it expands
Right.
your beliefs, it expands everything. Like I don't like saying like it'll destroy or annihilate your beliefs because our beliefs make us who we are, our cultures, everything that we were raised in. But once you're able to expand that thought and say, okay, well, right now society's kind of jacked up. And I mean, honestly, it's never been right. There's never been a great thing,
No, exactly
happening.
right.
People have
We
been
should
murdered and
always try to
slaughtered.
aspire to be better automatically.
Yeah, we
But
should
like I was
always
saying,
aspire to be better.
but
So
I
I
want to say,
love that.
our mission statement on my show is our mission statement is be informative with accurate knowledge, never to direct, but only guide you towards the truth. So
Mm,
basically, it's saying I can take a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink.
can't
I
make
can,
them drink.
I can give it to you and see what you can do with it.
Yeah. I was hold on. So that date, Durham 2000 or July 16th, that one's maybe
The
right.
15th now.
The 15th. All right, let me go
I
ahead and
just
make
got
that.
a I just got a text from
Yeah, I
Aaliyah.
had it up there. I had to pull it down real quick. I was like, hold on a second, that wasn't right. All right, there you
Yeah,
go.
with everything else, y'all see, you got it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's right because I just got Aaliyah's okay, and she her thumbs up. So Aaliyah
Okay.
and Mr. Allen over here, Mr. Allen over here, and of course Tony Barbados, and yes,
Yeah.
everybody's,
We're
so
gonna
we
be
good.
on there. We
We good.
good. Okay. So man, like you've been busy over these last few years, and even with your EPs, having 5 EPs, like how do you go from, saying yes to your purpose, saying yes to your passions, and then going into the creation phase? Yeah, you've had stuff written already. You said like 20 years worth of stuff you had written
Right,
already. But
right.
like how do you go into that? Now it's time to create new things. Like what kind of mindset do you have, saying I said yes to this, now I'm going to create more?
Well, it was almost like an engine for a moment there. After
Mm-hmm.
that's why I guess I chimed out so many. Unfortunately, one of them was my grandmother passed, and I was very
Wow.
attached to her. So I wrote a whole EP. I did a gospel project of all the gospel
Mm,
songs that she loved. I sang,
mm,
in the upper room. I
mm,
sang No Ways Tired, and I did
yeah.
these songs. So I did an EP off that inspiration. So to answer your question, it was always what's going. I mentioned Mary J a minute ago. It's like whatever is expiring in motion is going on right then. I
Mm-hmm.
I I fed off of it. I
Yeah.
explained whatever it was. I mean, I was luckily going through a crazy situation of seeing somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
that was enough crazy to write about 5, 6 songs on its own. But
Yeah.
then, from there, just life, and then watching. I have really people I'm close to. I'm very empathetic. I'm always like the therapist and
Mm,
listening. And so when I hear a story, sometimes I can write the story off of what was told to me. So
mm,
I was continuously inspired, but again, like you
yeah.
said, jumping off the ground, I jumped off there and then started doing radio.
Yeah.
That wasn't a plan. I did an interview at a radio station, and then they gave me a show, and so that was, crazy.
That's
And
awesome.
then the love and I'm glad I want to mention that. I'm sorry, the Love and Laughter comedy show. Now
Yeah.
I was actually asked to come host the show, and
Mm,
then the comedian moved back to California, and they asked me to take over the show. So
yeah.
then I ended up taking on and responsibility of doing this show. And so in
Hmm.
2020, me and Aaliyah Ford was going to start a Love and Laughter music showcase. And of course, the pandemic killed it. So I
Mm-hmm.
brought that Love and Laughter brand and created this, and it fits to me perfectly because
Yeah.
it's love and laughter. Two things that lengthens your life. The more
Mm,
you laugh, the longer you live. And
right.
love feeds the soul. I
Come
mean,
on.
what else can you do?
Come on, brother. You were over here dropping the bars out here, dog.
I
You
mean,
dropping the
yeah,
bars.
I am a singer. Okay.
Yeah, you got the lines. You got the lines already, folks. Y'all, he ain't slipping out here. He ain't slipping. But that's a those love and laughter. I have a nonprofit called Live and Love, right? And
Mhm.
it's sleeping right now. But I love. I wish that people all over the world would embrace love. And I feel like
Yes.
love conquers all, right? So at the end of the day, what you stand for has life. You know what I mean? It has life in it. Like
Right.
you said, you live longer, right? So what in your life, like, have you ever felt like you were missing love? You were missing laughter? Was there ever a time where you were lacking those things? And if that is true, does it fuel you now? Like, so is that true for you? Have you ever lacked love and laughter at a certain point in time in your life?
Um, I feel everyone has, and if I can, the funny part about me as an individual
Yeah.
is that I don't say I bury negativity, but I don't try to hold on to it.
Mm,
So it's like when you say there's certain things and me saying, "Oh, do you have times like that?" Yes, I definitely remember. But amazingly, I am one blessed individual with a amazing father who's also a minister, a
yeah.
mother who's my best friend, and
Hmm.
my email says "Mama's boy," so that lets you know how much that was for me. And
Yeah.
and I have the best friend in the world.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm the oldest of all my siblings, but the bond love was just always around, and was no
That's
way of me
good.
not knowing what love was.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't actually accept anything else different from real love from anybody else,
Mm.
or just be by myself. So the times I guess I can answer your question is when you are really alone, but
Mhm.
you're not alone, but you're really alone and you
Yeah.
want someone there. and that emotion hits you hard. But if you appreciate what you have, then you won't sit there and dive into that. And that's why I'm a person that has so many things. My mind is always running, want to do something. So I would dive in at that time, and diving into that time was the best creative time ever.
Yeah, come on. You got to create. Sometimes you got to create from the pain. Come on, church.
Well, my video, y'all, that video,
Yeah.
somebody remember Dink, thank you, Dink, when Dink heard the song,
Yeah.
oh no, Sadie P, he heard the song, he said, somebody really hurt you, didn't they? I said, they made me mad, and I was asleep. And I woke up with that in my head. I recorded it, and I recorded myself singing the words, and then I went in the studio and wrote that song. And that song was in my dream, and I had to wake up and write that song.
Wow. So you move fast, man.
Yeah.
So you just you had it in your dream. You wrote it, or you recorded it, and then you went to the studio.
I heard in my dream. I could not sleep because it was going on in my head. That bullshit, and that was going on in my head. And then I woke up and I just at least put down that chorus. Down, and then I went back to sleep. I got up next day and I got with my producer and said, look, I got this song in my head and I need some music. I need some music to this idea. So I sang most of it to him. He created it, and then once he created it, the verses just flowed, and I recorded that song within a week. And then, so then after that, then I went and started thinking it needed a video.
And you killed the video for sure. Y'all there. I was like, so you got a producer. We just gotta talk. So he didn't got connected. Y'all, this man he didn't change his whole career, went out there to follow his dreams, and he was able to. I'm laughing because you found resources. Like you found the resources of love in your life. You recognize, like, okay, this is what I have around me. Even when you feel low, and you can look to your left and your right, and you say, you know what, this is better than this feeling. So I'm going to attach myself to this. You did that. And then you also went out there to not just go out there and live your dreams, but you found the resources to where you can go into a studio. You can go to a place and say, hey, this is my sound. This is the song. Make me a beat. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. Blessing beyond this world with that, because I mean, right now it's so funny. I am looking for a new producer. I wrote this new song, and in my head, I wrote the song just came out, and I actually recorded the whole song, the verse, the chorus, and I haven't found the right music for this song yet. And it's Pain Gets No Happiness is the name of the song. And think of Al Green, Love and Happiness. And it kind of has that vibe, but I want the right music for it. So I won't record it until the time
until it's right. Oh, come on now. I could hear it. Because I could hear your sound. Like when I listened to your stuff, I was on your YouTube. You probably get the notification. I didn't like a bunch of stuff, was listening to some stuff, and I was like, man, like I could hear the gospel, I could hear the blues, I can hear the soul, all mixed up. And I was like, I wonder where his origin. You answered it earlier. I was like, I wonder where he started from. A lot of black people start from the church. They go into church, and like they are able to see, like, because of grandma and grandpa and everybody else was like, get up there and go sing for the Easter Easter choir. You up there? Oh, happy day.
No choice. Yeah, exactly. But I enjoyed it. Grandma, she introduced me to Mahalia Jackson, and that was all. It was all it took. And if you listen to Mahalia Jackson, I don't need to listen to any more gospel singers, because that's who they listen to.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, come on now. You want to be the person that the people listen. The quote unquote ones who made it listen to the one who made it. Like the one who created, the creator. And I hear that sound that you have. Like you have. It's really like what I was telling Easy about the sound that I'm looking for, like this EP I'm trying to drop with poetry and stuff. And I got to talk to you because I need to connect, right? So, but I love the sound. Like you have the sound. I could tell that you've stepped outside of walking in other people's lanes. Like you can reference people, but I hear your sound and I'm like, okay, you let them draw up the vision. And you're like, yes, let's put this piece together like this. Right. I love how you do that. So great job on that.
Thank you. I admire so many different singers. I mean, so it was something that I had to find my own sound. It was hard for a while to finding my own sound because I had the Ray Charles and the Tina Turner problem of just you sound like so much like someone else because you can. But writing my own music made it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Like so what advice do you have for people who are stuck in that, like, let's say they're singers or rappers or any performers, poets, even poets do it. Like they find somebody else's poet's voice, and they attach to that, even though it's cool and all, but there's the specific sound that we have. Any advice for people in like getting to know your voice, your sound?
Accepting you, accepting who you are, and loving yourself. A lot of people really don't love themselves. They spend some time getting the love from someone else. But it's again, the old saying is true. You can't love anyone else until you love yourself. So until you really, really love yourself, accept all that comes along with you. My big head and big eyes. If I don't accept everything that comes along with me,
come on,
Yeah.
You over here writing a song. He over here practicing. He over here trying to write a song while he on the interview.
No,
who you are, except your eyes and your head. But
he did.
Hey, creativity comes at any moment. Creativity,
anytime.
I promise you, if you listen back to what you just said just now, you could probably be like, "Oh man, I got something right there. Let's talk about that." So, Pastor Speller says, "Man, your interviews are life classes." We try, Pastor. We try here. We try. I think it's the awesome part about purpose is that, like your purpose, my purpose, his purpose, everybody's purpose is different, and we're humans. We're the same. We're like humans, okay? But the purpose inside of us, there's this gift inside of us that a lot of people live with. They live with the gift inside of them. They say the richest place in the world is a cemetery because so many people die with their dreams inside of them, right? So what is that one thing keeping you going, like from being that person who dies with their gifts inside of them?
This will sound redundant, but purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. No, you good. Keep talking.
The funny part is, I've been discouraged at least once or twice in this game. I mean, I remember one show after a show, I literally got bombarded by the band, with lies about who need to pay what. And so I left that place with no money in my pocket, but I made sure everybody in my band was happy, but I was being played and, I didn't even know it. But and I was very discouraged when I went home. Like, I can't do this. I'm not down with this. But just as quick as I do that, then I get a call the next day with Reese. We want, I heard about it and I want this. And so it was just constantly, I said, okay, Lord, I mean, I guess you're saying that I'm not laying it down now. So I'm gonna keep it doing it as long as I need to do it. And so that's kind of how it kind of goes, if anything. I mean, I think I get discouraged like anyone else. Everyone, I think Philly, and I think the problem I have with some people is I have a problem with this. If you're in a relationship, you should not ever have that. In my opinion. In my opinion, that's what that person is supposed to be. When you're down, they're supposed to be up. So in turn, I feel like then if you're in something and you're not getting the feedings that you need to get, either y'all need to talk about it or leave it. It's got to be one of the two. Because but don't be bothered with something. It's not going to be. There's not gonna be conducive or actually and lift you up. And we know the difference when someone is there lifting us up or not. It's
Come on.
It's not hard to see that.
And
in my opinion. And so but I've been a dolo person for so long. You know what I'm saying? I've been married, I'm divorced, but I've been dolo because I don't see real love like that no more. I really don't see it, and have over 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So I haven't been seeing real love, but when I see it, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. So I think love is beautiful. I'm supposed to sing it, but not live it as a person. But seeing it is so beautiful to me. It's a beautiful thing.
Hey man, I hope you get to live it. I hope you get to live it, man. I hope, while y'all there singing, and somebody out there got the blues, and you're speaking to you're speaking to the blues, and they say, hey, you just spoke to my soul, brother. So
if God has a plan for it, it's good. But that's the fun part. It's not directing my life. You know what I'm saying?
It's not something that you're like, I need this for me to appreciate who I am. Right.
No. It's not, because what is for you is for you. So in turn, if God has that plan, it's going to happen. But I think we spend so much time sometimes focusing on that, we don't, again, find our purpose or use our
Come on.
purpose. And maybe your purpose is what's going to bring it to you. So you might be right in that. My best friend always says that. My
Yeah.
best friend said, you're going to, I said, look, I'm marrying my company right now because
Yeah.
I want to see, I'm loving what it's becoming. So it's
Mm-hmm.
getting my time because people in relationships, first thing they say, they're giving too much time to their business, then you're giving to me.
Yeah.
Hey, let me handle my business then, and then we
Right.
go from there. So
Yeah. Hey, that's good advice right there, man. Because a lot of people they rushing into the relationships right now while they're also creating or birthing something, and it could just be right now like the relationship. Just because everybody else in a relationship don't mean you got to
we,
be in one, and you don't want to rush into something, And then now you got Reese writing a love song for you about how that person broke your heart, and
and we get too dependent on another person.
yeah,
No, you don't need that. You need,
yeah,
you don't grow as much as you might need to. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And then you might be stronger for the next person.
yeah.
It's just the game. That love game to me is intriguing. It's
I
really
was,
intriguing.
you ain't had to stop. You could have kept talking. I was gonna let you talk to
No,
somebody's soul today. You was gonna talk to somebody's soul today.
I'll learn from you, my brother. I'll learn from you.
Hey, because I mean that's so real, And when you think about music, when you think about what you do, you're speaking your truth, and then you could also speak other people's truths. It's just like
Yeah,
with poetry, music, poetry, art. Being able to tell a story so that you can connect with people. You said that you're very empathetic. You said that earlier. You empathize with people so much, right?
yeah,
I think that's the greatest thing to have for somebody who's producing music or song or something that speaks to the heart of people. Because if you can empathize, then you can also energize in a sense, and you could also create life inside of that person, and cause them to want to live out their purpose. So what you're doing, in the times of, when they're sad, when they're mad at the person that they're with, when they're thinking about leaving the relationship, like you got songs that tailor to every aspect of life. So I
aspect
think
of
that's the important
yeah.
thing about music.
That's true. I do. And something you said earlier about, I think you and I were on the phone and I
Mm-hmm.
discussed this with you, but I was, saying how touching people, sometimes it's just great. As long as I've touched one person,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like, I've done my job, in the
Yeah.
sense of it, someone understood or could relate to what I was doing and why I was doing it. So,
Mm.
and that one person makes a bigger difference. They're going for the masses, but then you actually curve a lot of your talent by giving it for the masses, because
Come
you
on.
may be, it's over 300 million people here, y'all. I know we can inspire at least 2 million of them and be cool
Right.
with it.
Yeah. So is that so like when it comes to like the music, you were saying that your music does really well overseas, and then in the States,
Yes.
like it struggles. Like, so how has your mindset been, being that you're in States? Like, how are you able to keep going?
Well,
Despite the numbers, quote unquote.
I jumped from 23 countries to 94 countries
Wow.
in a year, in 2 years. And it was, thank you. And
Yeah.
it was, but when I paid attention to, like, I was dropping so much, and then my brother said, stop making music. Give
Mm,
people, give them a chance to embrace what you're doing. So I wrote a
mm,
song called Groove that went crazy in
mm-hmm.
Japan.
Yeah.
And then I did my first piano ballad. I love Adele, so I did a song called Alone with just me and a
Mm,
piano.
okay.
And
Yeah.
that inspired a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it inspired a lot. So I'm actually cool with it. I love it. It's the
Mm,
one thing I love about, as we've been independent artists, and you get all your information, your stats, and the
yeah.
countries that you're big in. I
Mm-hmm.
just get back up on how I can at least say there's 1 to 2 songs from every project doing well somewhere.
Right.
And watching that and what's inspired them. What I love the most is my favorites track. There's something that writes about me. If you want to understand who I am, hippie
Yeah.
soul is the words I feel that
Hippie
tells
Soul. Yeah, I
exactly
listen to
the
Hippie Soul.
person
Yeah.
who I
Yeah.
am. That song is doing amazing things all across the country, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. And I think people can relate to hippie soul. So,
Yeah.
I love it. I know that it's always hard in your backyard, and technically
Mm-hmm.
just my backyard. And
Yeah.
but I have family in Africa. I have family, so elsewhere. So it's fun realizing if I'm loved more overseas, it's just because they're more into, and they've always been into more
Mm-hmm.
genuine R&B soul music. That's
Yeah.
what all
That's
they
true.
generated Amy Winehouse and Adele
Mm-hmm.
from our R&B 60s music. So
Yeah.
our R&B music, and unfortunately right now the music we're getting Now it's a lot different. I'm not
Yeah.
against trap music. Don't get me twisted. I just don't
Yeah.
do trap music. I just
Mhm.
like R&B, but yet I sing anything but bluegrass. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And so I have a song that has a little country twang to it. You know, just
Yeah.
loving man. It's kind of country.
Yeah.
So it's whatever draws me. I'm not
Yeah.
limiting myself to anything like that.
Mm.
And doing that makes it kind of hard for me. I think as an artist to be loved by one because I'm
Yeah.
giving you so many different types of music.
Yeah. But you're okay with it. You're okay with being allowing yourself to expand in a variety of ways to reach a variety of people instead of just
Yeah.
being like, okay, I'm doing soul, and I'm just going to the soul crowd.
No, I mean I had some soul in me. And you said blues. I
Yeah.
love blues. I
Yeah.
love blues. So yeah, a
Yeah.
BB King. I love BB King. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a certain artists who inspired me, Otis Redding. It was certain artists
Hmm.
who inspired me that I'm gonna give you that anyway if I don't even try. Even Prince.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna it's gonna come out
Yeah.
depending on what kind of track I'm working on. So that's sometimes I love getting some music and writing off of some music, or
Hmm.
sometimes just like creating something and then creating the music. So I
Mm.
enjoyed learning to be a producer and
Yeah.
didn't even know it until my engineer said, you're producing, right? I said, oh,
Yeah.
okay, wow, okay. So I'm learning how to do this.
Yeah.
So it's just been a learning process.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's amazing, and it's so awesome. Like I said, when you're in your purpose, it ends up being something even greater than what you went into. Even though like the beginning parts are rugged, like making your own,
Yes.
like for me, making your own flyers or producing your own music and mixing it up yourself, and then writing it and then singing it, and then like you're wearing every hat a lot of times when you're in the beginning process of creating your business. But the lifespan, like I said, the ending don't look like the beginning, and we pray to
No.
God that the ending don't. I hope I don't end up, I'm on here StreamYard recording my podcast. I hope I'm in a live studio somewhere now. When I look
I
at the
got you.
lifespan, I look at, okay, I have a whole network of people. I got your radio show, my show, his show, their show, and we're on this big old network expo, and everybody's show is happening that day and people are staying the whole day to go. I'm looking at that right there. So
All right. Love the way you expand.
you
Love that
see
expansion.
you see
Love
the
that.
expansion,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just about our dream, it's about the dreams that are attached to us. Like when we were on the phone, like this was not in schedule. Our interview right now was not in schedule. We had not known each other that long. We just literally got introduced, and then I went
Right.
and performed, and we connected there, and we talked on the phone for a good minute, and we connected there and was like, bet the opportunity arose, and you were where you needed to be, and I was where I needed to be, and we're here now.
Right.
So purpose speaks a lot about what we're doing and where we are and who we are connected to. That will make a big difference in our lives. So
It will.
I'm excited to know you. I'm really truly excited to
It's
know you.
man. I can't wait to see what you do for my birthday. It gotta
Yeah.
be. I mean, I get to pick the word, and
Yeah.
then you gotta go.
I gotta
You know what I'm
go.
saying?
Okay, I'm gonna pick. You pick the word. I'm gonna go. So we gonna do that. I might have to bring you up there to get the hook going though, and then I might I might set a trap for you right there. So
See, then that's not fair. But
yeah,
no,
he said that's not fair.
I'm gonna try to play the game. I'm gonna play the game,
Yeah,
and that's the fun part about doing this. It took. I mean, I was a shy person. Oh my god,
yeah,
I was waiting for your question because your question said, "How can you think yourself before college?" And
yeah.
I
Oh
was so
yeah, I
shy.
remember that. Yeah,
And then and I was so shy, and so when people would actually speak, I would actually put my head down. Getting
mm,
through college and growing up, is when I became more outspoken.
yeah. Ooh,
So that transition was amazing, and I think again that
yeah,
has a reason why I'm so late in the game.
yeah. That transition was. You said it was amazing.
It was because I always had a lot to say, and I just didn't say it.
Yeah. See, and now you saying it.
Yeah.
So Pastor Spell said this came to mind, Matthew 13:57, and they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. That's real. Because a lot of people, like we were talking, this goes on to what we were talking about earlier with, having people from other countries listening to your music, and then also in here, so when you're out there speaking that truth, when you're out there speaking that life, because hey, even prophecy, it's a spirit birth word, right? It's a spirit birth word, and it's a spirit birth word from God revealed unto man. And a lot of times God's plan that's designed inside of you, there's words, there's lyrics, there's life that has been inscribed in your heart, that he says once you're in a place where you're now creating, those words will come to life. So I look at like what I do with the Purpose Pod, and I'm like, all right, God, I'm stuck. Like, what do I do? Like, I send people, like I said, the questions, and a lot of times I don't get to them because the questions are my safety net. That's like, okay, if Reese ain't performing today, let me go ahead and since I haven't hit the questions, you should be happy because we've been on here for a minute now. And I haven't even looked at the questions because we're having authentic conversation. So
yeah, it's almost 8:00 and we started.
It is. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, we're about to be done a little bit. So Brendan says, he's a young podcaster, high school podcaster. This dude is dedicated. So what advice, like right now, I just told you who Brendan is. He has his podcast. He's a young high school guy. He's always watching the show. He was on my podcast actually as well. I highlighted his life and his story and his journey to purpose. What advice would you love to give him? You're at this place, you're turning 52. He's like 15, 16. Brendan, I forgot how old you are, but so what would you tell him at this place?
I'm reading. He says his grandmother told me he should have a backup plan.
Yeah, I always have a backup plan, but I tell her I have expansions to make more money. Come on, grandma, I want to make more money.
Well, then let's work with grandma. I'm gonna tell you something against the problem again I have because I'm 52. So you gotta understand, Brandon. I'm gonna come at you like this. There's people now that seem like they don't have no respect for Harriet Tubman. Yeah. What I mean by this, they don't have no respect for what Frederick Douglass, what these individuals done, because it's too far back past for them to respect it. Again, we also don't want to respect our grandparents. Believe me, they've lived this life before you for a reason, and they're your grandparents for a reason. So she asked for a backup plan. So make your backup plan about money. Make sure your backup plan insists that you're going to continue to make money. So work with her with that. Meaning she's saying to have a backup plan. You should not go against him. Grandma, I don't need no backup plan. No, she's right. You need a backup plan. So make sure your backup plan includes making money. So work with her. No need to be difficult, because being difficult is gonna really take away your blessings. Don't be an idiot. Come
on, girl, because grandma telling you the other day, grandma telling you what you needed to hear, my brother. She telling you that backup plan is very crucial, like Reese is saying. It's very crucial. And then I mean that backup plan, so the plan has money in it, right? And then the backup plan should also have money, because money is a resource. I don't care what anybody says. You got to pay bills, you got rent, you got phone bills, So whatever your plans are, and I know Brendan, he loves podcasts, he loves doing what he's doing, and he wants to do that full time. And he wants his route to be different than other people. He don't want to have to go to school for 4 years in college and do this and do that. He wants to be able to walk into it, But that backup plan is like when Alan went to college at like 26 and graduated at 30, like that's that backup plan right there. It's like, all right, you know what? And I'm in a great place right now, outside of the place that I was when I was doing plan A, because I was like, I don't need no backup plan. That thing had me eating loaves of bread with no meat out there, broke.
It's important. That's if anything, if he told me a buddy has told him to give a backup plan, then he can second guess it. But it's grandma.
Yeah, come on.
Just no question about them. No, none at all. Let's start respecting our elders to a point. Some of them have not acted like they deserve their respect, but some of them actually do care about your well-being and your life and where you're going. Yeah, they don't want to. They're not trying to derail it. Friends may want to derail it, but most parents don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's right. Pastor Speller says, amen. Alan, your job is a resource, but God is your source. It's not about the money. Big facts. It's true. Because if you make it about the money and you have no peace in your heart with God, then, I mean, you see it, Hollywood right here. People just boiling over because they have no peace. They have no center.
Rockefeller, I'm sorry, it's Carnegie or Rockefeller. I don't know which one who threw himself off a bridge. Money is not gonna make y'all take any problems away. I've seen people go from 15 million to 2 million to $2. It doesn't make a difference. Money does not make that difference. It's the person you are with who you are that makes a difference. It doesn't. The money's not gonna change it.
Yeah. Come on
You think
now.
so,
You think
and
so?
for a while you'll think it is, and then
Yeah.
after a while you
It'll look
realize,
like it is. It'll look like it. It'll
hmm,
look like it for a little while. You
yeah,
spending that money. You like, oh
oh
yeah,
yeah, that's it, and
yeah, this money good.
yeah,
But then
for
you
now,
you you still you still could wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You could still have issues inside of your relationship with your family, your spouse. Those things still arise even when money is present. So
yes,
it's real. So yeah, and when I talk about purpose, a lot of people start thinking about money. They're like, all right, when I talk about purpose, like, oh, I'm gonna get my hustle on. I said hustle to somebody one time, and they said no. I'm not hustling because hustle sounds like a struggle. It's coming from a struggle position, versus like just, I guess, thriving. You know what I mean? You could be thriving without hustling. But hustling comes from this place of like, when you think of hustling, you think of somebody that's like, I gotta do something to get this money right. You know what I mean? Like
that's a play on. But see, bling bling made it to the dictionary, and
yeah.
hustle should have some extra added-ons of what it means, because for Black
Mm,
people it's been a whole nother thing. It's a way of
yeah.
life, it's
Okay.
survival.
Mm,
So hustle doesn't always mean derogatory,
yeah.
but certain individuals put it in that area. It's not
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
It's, I feel we do that with a lot of words,
Yeah.
unfortunately. We give a
Yeah.
lot of words power that shouldn't have it, and then we
Mm.
take away certain words that are just part of the game.
Yeah. You know what? Since you opened that can right there, Reese, and like I said, you're walking us through the park. You have a song out. And no, I can't say it. I can't say it, but you can say it. I don't want to say it because I don't want people to be like, Alan said it. But you have a song, and it uses, y'all can see it scrolling down here. I have the I dotted out, but you'll probably complete this thing in your head. Don't hate me, don't be mad at me, because you know the word. But like he said, words, like these words, we've created words, and we've given words so much power. And I've seen people use words to tear down. I've seen people use the words that we create to build up. But then people give words too much power. It's like, if somebody called me the N-word, right? And I'm this young, hot-headed black guy, I'm going to be upset because I've given that word power. That word has no power, right?
None at all.
But I've
None at
given
all.
it power. I've given it access to make me feel or think a certain way.
Right. 4 agreements. I've read 7 books in the last 2 months, but one of the books that hit me the hardest was 4 agreements. Don, what that the 4 agreements was such an amazing book to me. And I read it 10 years ago, and it means more to me now than it did then,
Yeah.
because simple, the 4 agreements is: number 1, be impeccable with your words; number 2, don't take anything personal; number 3, don't make any assumptions; and number 4, always do your best. You
Hmm.
put those 4 things together, and then you can take away 75% of the stress you put in your life every day.
Hmm.
Because we do make assumptions, we
Yeah.
do take things personal, and we
Hmm.
don't think about what we say before we open our mouth to say them. And if
Hmm.
we try to do our best each time, then the next time you just do better than you did last time.
Yeah.
So it made it so simple. But in the book, in chapter 2, it says, somebody said, "You're stupid." And then you
Hmm.
get mad and angry and pissed because you feel you're stupid already. You felt
Come
that.
on.
You,
You
they
felt
didn't.
that.
They didn't create. It did not just come down. You've been anointed now. You're stupid. It didn't
Yeah.
happen like that. It's something you felt already inside of you, and you gave them power by them using that word against you.
Come on.
That's that. Don't give anybody that power. I have to tell my sons that on an ongoing. Don't give anybody that power. When
Yeah.
somebody's trying to take you out of your element, don't
Mm.
give them that power.
Yeah. Don't give them that power. That's I love that. And like music is something that also that goes along with this, bro, because there's a lot of people who are trying to live out the music. Like they're really like, it's not even like, oh, just the fashion. Oh, I love the fashion that they're wearing with this whole thing. That's cool. That's cool. Like I wore the white tee, the long tees, the all kind of tees, the baggy jeans, everything because of music, right? Yeah, like yeah, the way you do your hair, everything, right? But then like there's a certain point where music has controlled the way a lot of people think, and it's not just black people, young black boys. This is everybody. If the music is negative, there's a group of people who have embraced the negativity and have activated that negativity in their life. So it
Right.
isn't, so like the words, if we give that word power and we accept it because it resonates with something that's inside of us, that confirms what we think in our minds, then we
Mm-hmm.
start to embrace it and activate that word. But if we say, you know what, I'm not stupid. I used to call myself stupid, bro, all the time. Like, you're stupid, you're a failure, you're this and you're that. And then I
Mm.
realized that it wasn't that I was stupid or a failure. It was that I wasn't taking the necessary steps and like listening to the advice of my grandmother or the people that were around me, my mentors, and taking their advice and using it. So
Mm.
words have power, but we give those words
Yes, and
power.
overthinking does that too. But like you just mentioned about my song, I
Yeah.
mean, and as much as like I said, I came from a gospel background, and I released a song with that kind of title because it meant that to me. But
Yeah.
if you listen to my music, it's not necessarily negative. Every
Mm-hmm.
music is not necessarily negative. I might use a negative word in this connotation of this song, but
Mm-hmm.
in this song, I'm saying that I'm not taking any of that, and I'm
Right.
better than that to
Yeah.
take any of your. And I had to give it a name, so
Yeah.
it got a name.
Come on, it got a name. That's all good. I understood. I understood. I understood the assignment. You know what I mean? And I love that you didn't, restrain yourself from doing that. There was this book that I was at this coffee shop, and it was a bright yellow book, and it was like, "You are a bad ass," and like it was like how to take your life and do this. And I was like, I'm buying this book because, number one, she was bold enough to write this on a book and take on the lashes of everybody who has something to say about her writing that book. But it's
Right.
that word and how you interpret it and how you use it when you think about it. It's like, you know what? I am that. I am because I could do, like I
And that's
think
how
about
we always,
Cool
and
Runnings.
yet I'm a word everybody uses up. That's that. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something. The way I even say it is the way people
Right.
say it all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it made it very simple. It wasn't
Yeah.
hard song to write.
Yeah. And then the last part about this whole word thing is, like, I was listening to the radio last night and I was listening to a song. I think it was Kanye West, and he was just like, he was rapping, he's doing his thing. But what he was saying, I was like, he literally did not care what people were going to say about the lyrics in his song. He wrote it because it
Mhm.
was inside of him and he had to put it out. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that I have not written because of my upbringings and because of who I'm connected to and all of this stuff. This is something I've been battling. This is probably why I got all this gray hair. I've been battling it all this time because I'm like, you know what? How do I step fully out to be fully who I am without worrying about people saying, "Oh, you can't put that in a book or you can't create a poem."
Therefore, I just
You
gave
know?
4 agreements. Don't
Yeah,
take anything personal. Don't make
yeah.
any assumptions. You're making an assumption of what these people are going to react to what you
Mm,
think because of what you know your upbringing was going to be, but you don't
right.
know how they're going to react to it. So that's making it an assumption.
Ooh,
That's taking it personal.
yeah.
Okay, you're
Come
not
on,
being impeccable with your words.
come
Okay,
on.
and you're definitely not doing your best.
Yeah, come on. God dang it, he didn't hurt me. He didn't hurt the whole show.
I
To
mean,
hurt
I mean,
out.
I mean, really. I mean, I
To hurt.
just said it, and I did these things only because I wasn't going to think about what anyone else thought about it.
Yeah.
It was an expression, and I was going to do what was expressed. And the
Yeah.
song is nice, and everybody loves the song. It's so bluesy. Everybody's like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is cool." And
Yeah.
but yeah, you're playing with that word, but then it made people actually start singing it afterwards because
Mm,
we deal with those situations all the time. So
yeah.
I'm not limiting myself and my creative skills. If I
Yeah.
didn't do this, then I've been doing it. But I just told you, I just turned around and did "In the Upper Room" by Mahalia Jackson on the
Mm-hmm.
album "No Ways Tired" by James Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I mean, I should be able to be expressive.
He said, "Ouch, you got me too." It's real. It's real out here. It's real out here, man. It's real out here. Your job. Oh, we already did that one. So I wanted to make sure because I thought that there were changes with the flyer, so I had removed it from my little background thing. But I wanted to make sure I put the flyer up.
Okay.
But so while I grab this real quick, I wanted to give you some time to chat with the people and tell them, about what you do in Goldsboro and like what is up and coming. And I'll have the flyers posted in a quick
Okay.
second. So I'm gonna put you on the screen and give you some screen time right here, and then I'm gonna come
Okay.
back and put those flyers up. All
Well,
right.
I'm not a photogenic person, y'all, so don't pay attention to what I look like, but listen to what I say because
All
the
right. Here
point
you
here,
go. Oh,
please catch up with. I didn't know, and now I will definitely be catching the Purpose Pod every second and fourth Tuesday at 7 o'clock because on Mondays at 7 o'clock on Little Raleigh Radio or claimyourthrone.org, claimyourthrone.org, hit quick links, or littlerileyradio.org to actually listen to the Royal Truth. If you want to see us, go to claimyourthrone.org and you can actually see the Royal Truth. You'll see me, my brother Royal T, Queen Aisha, and Tony Barbados on my regular Royal Truth show. As well as now I'm actually hosting and performing at Love and Laughter at Pier 34. The Love and Laughter brand, Love and Laughter at Pier 34, is in Goldsboro, 1206 North Brooklyn Boulevard, the last Saturday of every month. And now with the deal just made, and now I got my awesome friend Alan with me doing it as well, we're going to also do Love and Laughter at the House in Durham at Miami, on Miami Boulevard, the second Friday of every month. Okay, so please come and support us. Hear a little bit of spoken word from Alan. Hear a cover track, and also I also do an original track of mine. You might hear BS. If you don't want to hear BS, then I play sing something else, maybe alone. I have a lot of different music you might can enjoy. I love everything but bluegrass. So in turn, hopefully something you can like of Reese Royal's music that's out now. And my first album will be coming out at the end of this year, called Time Chess.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you plug yourself in right there. That's how you take advantage of the time right there.
Hey, I'm trying to use up as much as possible. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the house, and like I'm excited about this right here. This is going to be dope. I'm so excited about this, and I hope that if you guys, so this is the house is out here in Raleigh. So if you guys are in Raleigh, or if you want to travel,
the house is in Durham. In
Durham. I be putting these in the same box sometimes. That's how out of towners do it. I'd be like Raleigh, Durham, RTP area. But in Durham, in Durham, make sure you guys check us out. And it's going to be hot. It's going to be dope. These flyers are so awesome. And then his pictures, like he talking about he ain't I'm not photogenic. Look at the pictures, y'all. Look,
I'm not photogenic. I really am not.
Right.
And shout out to my boy, Mr. B. Williams. And that's my graphic designer. He does all of these.
Yeah. Okay, B. Williams. So if y'all need that graphic done, y'all hit up B. Williams. B. Williams, check it out. So y'all make sure I have these posted on my Instagram, but I'll be making sure that I post them again, and you guys will be seeing these flyers. So if you're interested in coming or checking us out, please let me know.
Eventbrite. They can go to Eventbrite and buy tickets now. All the tickets out there ready to go.
So the tickets are live and ready right now.
You can go buy tickets for the shows right now.
And if you want to follow Reese, follow him. Oh, see, I got to type. Hold on, let me back up. Hold on. Right here. See that my autocorrect be doing that sometimes, man. It be right there. But follow Reese on Instagram, Reese Royal on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram, and make sure you check out Little Raleigh Radio every second and fourth Monday at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, the way I usually close out this interview, I usually ask people about, what do you want your legacy to be? And I want to hear that from you.
My legacy. Wow. Well, part of the legacy is I'm experiencing now, but I'm leaving here music. I think that's one of my biggest blessings that I'm going to leave. I have 3 sons, and at this point only in 3 grandchildren. And I want to be able to leave something that they will always, vocally, they always be able to hear me. And I'm building this love and laughter, something that, like you're saying, this is something that can go on forever. Love and laughter we'll always need. And I would hope that my kids would actually continue with love and laughter. And I do a food drive. Before I did anything, before I sang, before I did the radio show, before I did music, I had this thing called the Royal Thanksgiving, where I feed families for Thanksgiving every year. That's how Royal got started. Royal got started with just that over 7 years ago. So my Royal Thanksgiving, I hope they continue to always feed families for Thanksgiving, make sure they have a turkey and all the side dressings on Thanksgiving. So what I want is them to continue to give back, because it makes you feel good. And hopefully continue to give love and laughter, some smiles and some music. And hopefully they'll keep that going. So that's what I'm going to leave, if anything.
I like that. See, when you're thinking past you, that's the legacy right there. You included, your family, and you included the legacy, whatever you've created, you want it to live on. And I think that, shows that you're also being intentional about including your family. Well, you had your boys out there at the in Goldsboro when I was out there, right?
One's a production manager, and the other one's the bartender. Yes, I
Right.
have. They don't take care of this. They're gonna be in this. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
that's dope. I saw that and I was like, oh, this is cool. You know, that is real cool that you're it's really like you're working alongside them, but they're actually being able to see their father living in his desires and purpose. And that is so inspirational. Like when you could have somebody who says, you know what, look, I did the 9 to 5, I worked that, I've done great, I've learned everything I need to learn. But let
Mhm.
me show you this side of life where you step outside of what you've been programmed to do and you program yourself to do and you do
Right.
what your heart is telling you to do.
What you
That
want
is
to do.
amazing.
Yes, and I thank them for taking part of it. They've been so supportive. They've always, before they started taking part in the business part of it, they were
Yeah.
always there. So I always had that crowd there and judging me, giving me a hard time how I
Yeah.
should do it or whatever. But I know it's love. I know it's love.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I had to ask this. So that was supposed to be my last one, but I had to. So we title like claiming your throne, right? Claiming
Mhm.
your throne in life. And we've talked a lot about your life. We talked a lot about your journey and the history of your life and where you are right now and what you had to go through to get here. But for people out there, when it comes to claiming their throne in life, what word would you like to tell them in claiming their throne?
Passion,
Passion.
passion,
There we go. Period. Oh, okay. I didn't know you
passion.
was put a period
But
on there.
passion, but something a man doesn't normally try to display, but should is compassion. Compassion, but that's something But for you to claim your throne, you need to have passion.
Passion.
I think to be successful, you have to have compassion.
Come on. See this man out here. So y'all better go check him out, y'all, because he out here dropping words out here. I can't wait to check him out. And I'm going to be on his radio show, so it's going
Yes,
down.
yes.
It's going down. So bet Reese, I have to put up a couple of little sponsorship stuff real quick, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna follow up with you on the in the background. But do you have any last final words, any shout outs you want to do right here?
No, I just saying I appreciate this opportunity, man. I was looking forward to this all day, and I've
Yeah,
done so many interviews over the last 3 or 4 years. But this
yeah,
is one like you calling me somebody. I'm ready. I was sitting here in my books. I'm
yeah.
ready.
You
I'm
was
ready
ready. He
because
said,
I was ready.
ready.
I was
Yeah.
looking forward to this because in my mind, in my book, it was called The Meeting of the Minds.
Come
And
on, meeting
so,
of the
and
mind.
I just sat here and I just couldn't wait to have this meeting with this mind. So that's what I was
Yeah, come
enjoying,
on,
looking
bro.
forward to this.
Come on. I appreciate that, man. That mean a lot. When I was like, hey, man, I'm pulling up to the crib. He's like, I'm already ready. I'm right here, right now.
I'm ready.
That's what.
Got my Royal Truth Entertainment shirt on,
Come on.
ready
I
to
like
go.
that. Is
Hey,
that's for sale?
yes, go to claimyourthrone.org and you can order
Claim
your
your
Royal
throne.
Truth radio. And they got my song Hippie Soul on the back. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Hippie
have to
Soul.
get that. I'm gonna have to get one. I'm gonna have to order one from you so I can post a picture of it
Okay.
on
Yeah,
my
definitely,
Instagram.
definitely.
So is there any special discounts people get for watching the Purpose Pod and ordering the shirt? You know, black
Hey,
folks always want that discount.
that's how we roll. You know how we roll. That's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? What's my cut? You know what I'm saying? What's their
What's my
whole part
cut?
of it?
What we gonna
But
get?
I'll be honored for you to have one on. So if I see your order come in, we'll take care of it.
So I'm saying for the people watching right
Oh,
now, do they get? I want regular price. I'm gonna buy regular price, but I was saying like to motivate these people who are watching to go get that nice shirt you got on right there and to support you and what you do. Is there like a little thing you got, or we got to go full price? We got 10% off. We
well,
got $1 off, $2 off.
at this point, since you put me up against the wall here, we'll
I'm
throw a
putting you
five
on there.
dollars off on
Come on,
if anyone.
$5 off. Can you
We'll
show
do
us
a five
again?
dollars off if you go to Claim Your Throne, and you have to subscribe to Claim Your
Come
Throne.
on,
If you
claim your
subscribe to
throne.
Claim Your Throne, you automatically get $5 off this nice, awesome The Royal Truth radio show. This is The Royal Truth. That's his Royal Truth Entertainment shirt.
Yeah,
Actually, so
I'm about to put it up right there so people can go get it. You know what I mean? Go get it. Bam, bam, bam.
claimyourthrone.org. There you go.
claimyourthrone.org. And what do you want them to do?
They have to just subscribe to the page. Once you
Subscribe?
subscribe, it's automatically going to give me your email and
Okay.
automatically put you on the blast. And then automatically, if you go order the shirt, I'm going to see, my team will match you up against your actual
Okay.
subscription to us, and you'll get an extra $5 off your ticket. Off
Okay,
of your
let's
shirt.
get it. Let's get it, folks. So y'all hear it right now on the Purpose Pod. Y'all can thank me later. I'm gonna get my shirt definitely. So show us again one more time. Let's see that shirt again. That's nice.
Let's show you. You got this little
Yeah,
R.
I like it. I like the
R
color.
And see, the thing about my son created this brand, this logo. I would like to say this. This is actually, you see, it's an R with the crown of it, but it has the note, the note on top of it.
Yep.
And then on the back, of course, you got the hippie soul.
The hippie soul. I like that. Yeah, we're gonna rock that. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna rock that, Jay. I'm gonna give me a little large, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do that out here. So go to claimyourthrone.org and make sure you guys support Reese Royal. He's an amazing individual, first and foremost, an amazing artist, a talented, gifted brother who has an ear to hear the sound. So I can't wait for you to be like, Alan, man, I just had 10 people sign on to my production company, and like I'm out here creating songs. I'm out here helping people live in their purpose. I know you're gonna do it. So I see it.
If I can get you at least on one of every state, if I can land a show in every state and make sure that you're my spotlight with that spoken word, we'll make it happen.
Okay, we're gonna do that then. Hey, I'm trying to get in the studio. We're gonna talk. I ain't gonna hold these people up. We're gonna talk though. So we're gonna make that work. But y'all, Reese Royal, like, I really appreciate you for being on the Purpose Pod, and I'm glad that you enjoyed being here with us, man. So
yes,
we'll be back with him in a second. So y'all make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. I'm gonna pull that up again. And you said your goodbyes and shout outs, right?
Yes. I appreciate you all. Please don't, and actually catch me now. This now can catch it now. You can catch, we did our show yesterday. But if you come back next, the week before here, catch the Royal Truth before you catch the Purpose Pod. Yeah,
exactly. Let that be your second and fourth. That's the second and fourth. Okay, we on here. We here.
Yeah,
we here. But y'all make sure y'all do that. So Reese, I'm gonna be with you in a second, okay?
All right.
Reese Royal, everybody. Reese Royal. I'm so glad, man. That was an amazing conversation. I can't wait for the snippets once again. I can't wait for the snippets because I know it's about to be fire out here. We're going to share that out there. But once again, we're going to give some quick shout outs. DJ Davi, thank you so much for blessing us with the amazing mix, for starting the show off right every single time. Y'all make sure y'all follow Go DJ Davi. He was actually my guest last episode on the Purpose Pod, and we talked about fatherhood and life. So it was amazing conversation. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. If you want to check us out, you can go to Cool People Network. My boy Alex got Cool People Network on lock, where cool people are networking. You can get all types of news and media information there. Hey Ty app is a sponsor of the Purpose Pod, and they are all about Black news, making people aware of Black news in the media. So check that out. Petty Gigs is a Black-owned business, and they are for college students who are out there trying to get $1 out of 15 cents. They want to walk a dog. They want to wash some dishes, wash a car. Whatever you want to do, a petty gig that's posted, you could do the gig and make some side change. And my girl, Nikki, she cut me up today. I appreciate you, Nikki, for hooking up your boy with the fade. And shout out to my boy, Mike Hill, Open Mike. Stephanie Showstack, shout out to her. And my boy Fode for the amazing photos. My sponsor, Red at 28. Thank you so much, Red at 28. Charlotte, y'all make sure y'all check them out in Charlotte. I used to go to Red from the time I moved there, from the time I left, and I still go back and visit. Jazz, Deshaun, shout out to the whole crew out there. Shout out to my baby girl, Lola. My boy Fode took that picture. So Flowtainment, I will be interviewed on Kia Flow's podcast. You guys need to definitely check us out there. May 12th. I am posting a flyer soon, but May 12th, Kia Flow and I are going live, and I'm excited about that. And lastly, we had Reese Royal on the Purpose Pod today, and it was an amazing episode. Make sure you guys come out to Durham, the house, and check us out. We are out here making things happen. So this has been another episode of the Purpose Pod. I am your host, Alan Levi Simmons. I hope that you make sure you never stop, you never quit, and you repeat that process over and over again. Peace.
Drop the bass.